and the devil. All got scores we need to settle for. Got the paper we peddle what stays in our souls for diamonds and gold since the times of old have been told. But wait, I have a story that's great. About an African ape that could mutate and learn to hate and rape and manipulate the landscape in attempt to dominate. Not your common ape, but one who would take more than essential, whose technological utensils have been detrimental to our biome. I mean, our planet, damn it, my home, where I live my life with my kids. I don't think it's right what you did telling white little fibs to all those white little kids who've been raised on the verge of a nuclear holocaust. Habitat destruction and species loss. At what cost, in my analysis, it's miraculous this planet still exists. Yet the future's untold. Resources that globe being sold at free markets. It's hard to enlighten the darkness in a heartless individual. Sometimes the best minds are those considered criminal. Situations critical as the planet warms. Tempers flare, we go up in arms. Put our sons in harm's way to pay lessons of pumps and have a place for our nuclear waste dumps. On the front lines of the tragedy, witnessing crimes against humanity while trying to find our amnesty internationally. But even the wilderness has gone genetic. Sterilized, antiseptic, we protect it, not respect it. Naturalized or modified, we're demanding to stay supplied with resources for consumption. Assembly line production, reduction, reuse, and recycle. Americanizing our idols and our rivals. Tidal wave of the free and the brave enslaved the globe. Masses of people buying what they're sold. A species of spaced out invaders, marauding crusaders, economic pirates, and colonized migrants. Exponential growth of population deplete the resources for future generations. Situations out of control across the biosphere. We don't fully understand why we're here. We fear the environs we inhabit, can't swim in the river of life, so God damn it, living like aliens, no longer native to this planet. When in reality, we're all native. We just don't understand it. If God planned it when He manifested our destiny, then that's why we survived the genocide of 5 centuries. Even in elementary, I knew our myths held the truth, and that the science they taught us really wasn't proof. What was their excuse? God, glory, and gold. There's two sides to every story. It's time ours gets told. This land was never sold. Rather traded for our misery, reserved to spend our lives in the lives of history. In the eyes of a child hides a great mystery. But our offspring were stolen in this religious epiphany. These words gifted me come from a time before memory. But I've broken the codes in the top of my enemy, so don't send me to D.C. to negotiate a treaty with a nation so greedy it'll feed off its needy, leave me bleeding from the throat, and cut off my hands before I'll ever take a cent for a piece of this land.